Hey, science lovers and curiosity seekers. Ever heard the saying, what could go wrong? Well, a lot. Sometimes science pushes boundaries, and sometimes it pushes them far. Today, we're diving into 10 experiments that went horribly wrong. Stick around because some of these will blow your mind, and not in a good way. From exploding whales to mind control conspiracies, we're exploring the dark side of scientific curiosity. Science is about exploration and discovery, but also learning from our mistakes. Let's get started. Our first experiment wasn't exactly a lab setup, but it's a prime example of, let's try this and see what happens. In 1970, a dead whale washed up on an Oregon beach, creating a smelly, blubbery problem for the locals. The solution? Dynamite. They decided to blow the whale to smithereens. The explosion rained whale guts for miles. Chunks of blubber rained down on horrified onlookers, and the stench lingered for weeks. Lesson learned: maybe rethink your cleanup strategies. Next, we've got a psychological experiment that spiraled out of control. In 1971, researchers at Stanford studied power dynamics. They created a mock prison with college students. Guards became authoritarian and abusive, while prisoners faced extreme stress. The 2-week experiment ended in 6 days. Power can corrupt faster than you think. Let's talk about the early days of rocketry, when chemists experimented with volatile rocket fuels, pushing the boundaries of what was possible, and sometimes, what was safe. Dr. Jack Parsons, a brilliant but eccentric chemist, worked on new propellants in the 1920s. Combining unpredictable chemicals led to explosive results, literally. Parsons and his team experienced numerous mishaps and close calls. These accidents shaped rocket science, but at a heavy cost. This isn't just an experiment gone wrong, it's an ethical tragedy that left a dark stain on medicine. For 40 years, researchers studied syphilis in African American men in Tuskegee, Alabama. The men were never told they had syphilis, nor given treatment, even after penicillin became available. Researchers withheld treatment to study the disease, with devastating consequences. The Manhattan Project produced the first atomic bombs, a time of intense discovery and terrifying risks. Plutonium, a highly radioactive element, fueled both weapons and scientific advancements. The Demon Corps was involved in 2 fatal accidents in 1945 and 1946. A scientist accidentally dropped a tool onto the core, creating a critical mass and lethal radiation. Can we create a self-contained ecosystem, a miniature Earth, to simulate life on other planets? Biosphere 2 aimed to simulate life on other planets. 8 people lived inside for 2 years. Oxygen levels dropped, plants died, and the team fractured. The experiment showed the complexities of replicating Earth's balance. In 1962, researchers at the University of Oklahoma injected an elephant with a massive dose of LSD. Spoiler alert. It didn't go well. Tuskegee went into a frenzy and died within hours. The experiment was widely condemned as cruel and pointless. The Chernobyl disaster was a catastrophic failure of engineering, safety protocols, and human judgment. In 1986, a safety test at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant went horribly wrong, releasing massive amounts of radioactive material. The fallout contaminated vast areas, causing long-term health problems for those exposed. Imagine a system so terrifying, it could end civilization as we know it. Such a system existed during the Cold War, the Soviet Union's dead hand system, an automated nuclear retaliation system. It was a real system with real nukes pointed at real targets. Thankfully, it was never activated. At number 1, we have a top-secret CIA program shrouded in mystery and controversy. Project MKUltra. From the 1950s to the 1970s, the CIA conducted mind control experiments on unsuspecting subjects. Their goal? To control human behavior using LSD, hypnosis, and other mind-altering substances. The experiments were often conducted without the subject's knowledge or consent. MKUltra remains a dark chapter in US history, a reminder of the scariest experiments from within. Science is all about learning through trial and error, but some trials come with big errors. From exploding whales to mind control conspiracies, we've explored the dark side of scientific curiosity. Wayne Altman's Storytime will expose these stories and shed light on incredible discoveries. Remember, science is powerful, but must be used responsibly and ethically. Which experiment shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Thanks for watching.